Nidhi, I want to do an Agile certification. Which one I should go for? CSM, PSM, PMI ACP? I'm so confused. There are so many out there. Well, if you have that question in mind, you are not alone. Many people ask me this information, and that's why I'm here. I'm making this short video to help you understand the differences. Well, who am I? I am Nidhi Kohli, Head of Agile Training Department with EduHubSpot, who has given thousands of PMPs and PMI ACPs to the project management community. Yes, you heard it right, both predictive and adaptive world. Well, I know your time is precious, so quickly let's get into the differences. And since CSM and PSM are very much similar, so I'll just take CSM to do this comparison. You can apply that to PSM as well. Now, in order to understand which certification is best for you, you need to know both operational and strategic things. So, let's look at certain categories. The very first thing, let's take a look at operational things and keep them aside. So, what about exam pattern? Well, CSM has 50 questions to be done in 60 minutes, whereas PMI ACP 120 question in 3 hours. Bigger exam, more time. Okay. What about exam fee? Well, CSM includes the training cost, includes the exam fee in the training cost, whereas PMI ACP you have to pay both for exam fee, which is roughly around $450, and the training cost 21-hour PDU that you need from a trainer. So definitely it is little more expensive, not little more, it's quite more expensive than CSM. Now coming to eligibility, for CSM you do not need any prior experience. All you need is your willingness and your love for learning about Scrum and enhancing your knowledge. What about PMI ACP then? It's not simple. Yes, you have 3 eligibility criteria. First, you need the 21 PDU certificate from a trainer that okay, you have attended the training for PMI ACP. Second, you need around 12 months of general project experience, and which can be predictive, adaptive, hybrid, anything. And then you need around 8 months or 1500 hours of agile project experience, which is in any of the adaptive, incremental, iterative, hybrid, agile, you need that. So that's what is the eligibility criteria. Next thing, difficulty of exam. Well, CSM, very easy to pass. All you need is 2 days of training and maybe some additional hours of study if needed, or many a times people sit for the exam right after the training and they clear the exam. PMI ACP, if you have ever taken any PMI exam, PMP, CAPM, PGMP, any, you would know PMI exams are not easy. They are not a cakewalk. So which means PMI ACP, going with PMI standards is a very difficult exam. That being said, let's look at the preparation required. Well, for CSM, you just need good knowledge of the Scrum guide and maybe pass some, practice some free test and you're good to go. For PMI ACP, it is a no-brainer. The difference in level of preparation is huge. CSM 2 days versus ACP 1 to 2 months of effort. 1 month of effort is what we are actually looking at. I've had people who have passed in 10, 11 days as well, but generally 1 month around you need for self-study. Well, now let's keep aside these operational things and look at other aspects. First, let's talk about Agile methodology. CSM, PSM, they are focused on only Scrum. PMI ACP, on the other hand, focuses on several methodologies and not just a superficial level. You need to go in depth into those methodologies. Which are these? Scrum, Extreme Programming, Lean, Kanban, Disciplined Agile, Crystal, to name a few. Your horizon is more wide in PMI ACP. Now let's look at what role you would play if you do these certifications. CSM, PSM prepares you for Scrum Master role, whereas ACP is Agile Certified Practitioner. What does that mean? You are anyone who's practicing Agile in your professional life. Okay, now who can those be? You can be a Scrum Master, you can be a product owner, you can be a development team member, you can be an Agile coach or trainer, or you could be an Agile leader leading the transformation, the Agile transformation from predictive to adaptive world in your organization. So you definitely, this certification prepares you for several different roles, and it also prepares you for leading those transformations that many companies are going through now. With this, let's look at some of the number, how many people have done these certifications, which will give you an idea about the popularity of these certifications. So somewhere around 974,000 PSMs are there, and somewhere around 967,000 CSM are there, okay, in the world, and I am taking December 2023 numbers. What about PMI ACP? Little less than 60,000. Huge difference, means just 6.5% of what PSM and CSM are there, just 6.5%. So which gives us clear indicator that, in terms of popularity, definitely CSM, PSM are more popular than ACP. Okay, then why should I do ACP if it is more popular? Let's look at some other aspects. Well, if you are looking for job change or transitioning from one industry to another, and the other industry is looking for Agile, that company, if you are working only on Scrum and you want to play the role of Scrum Master, CSM and PSM may be your way to go. But if you are not sure and you want to have a wider horizon, you want to have more in-depth understanding, then PMI ACP is your way to go, because you are not just Scrum Master, you can play any of the roles I mentioned and you can work in any of the methodologies. Okay, it is certifying that you have the Agile mindset in you, you know the intricacies of Agile and how to handle those challenging situations. So which one, which one really to use in that scenario? So Scrum Master, good, it's quick, easy, but if not, then you do not want to restrict yourself, then ACP is the way. It has stronger recognition, it is more competitive, it is not an easy exam, which means not many people can go for it. This certification, it demands your dedication, that you will spend your energy, your resources, you will invest that time into getting this certification. Not just that, it tests you for your practical application and not just knowledge. Whereas CSM, PSM, it's more about conceptual. Here, it is about how are you going to actually deal with these situations? How are you going to do those transformations? How are you going to actually, which techniques you are going to use for planning, for estimation, for other things? Okay, so it is more competitive and you learn the best practices from different methodologies. Every project is unique, every program is unique, and you want to apply the techniques which works best for you. If that is your motive, then PMI ACP is the one to go for, and that is well recognized as well. May not be as popular as CSM, and PMI ACP is your differentiator. Why do I say that? Before getting into trainings, I had a team of several project managers and delivery managers, and I used to do a lot of interviews in hiring them. Trust me, I would get loads and loads of CVs. How do you filter out? And PSM, CSM is so easy. Almost everybody, majority of people would have that certification on their resume. So How do you filter out? No brainer, but obvious. PMI ACP, only a few, more practical. That was my first thing. If people have done PMI ACP, I would pick that up. Of course, there are other factors, but I would pick that up. So, with that, I would like to conclude. And of course, it depends on your situation. You have to take a call based on whatever points we have discussed. And if you have any doubt or any question that comes to your mind, feel free to reach out to me at nidhi.kohli@eduhubspot.com, and you can use resources available freely on our website www.eduhubspot.com. And trust me, I reply to each and every email, so feel free to write. Maybe not on weekend, but weekdays definitely you will get your response. Thank you, and happy studying, happy certification. May you have a successful journey.